In this class, let us discuss form and a conceptual element. So, these forms and conceptual elements, we know that conceptual elements are point, line, plane, and volume. So, these elements become as form when they are visible. It is nothing but visual elements. For suppose, let us consider a point on a paper. However, the point it may be small, but it must have some shape, size, color, and texture. So, if you see the form as a point, okay, it has certain characteristics. That is, it is very small. Then we can say this is a point. Of course, the small and the big is comparatively relative. For suppose, if you see an example here, a point is considered which is inscribed in a square. Okay, so as compared to the relative of a square, the circle is bigger. The same circle I'm considering in a big square, okay, which is also inscribed, but as compared to the square, the same point as a circle is appearing small. So this form as a point which is of most common shape with a circle. Of course, the point may be which is simple, compact, and non directional. Further, a point may be of in any shape. It may be a circle, right? Or it may be a square, or it may be a triangle, or it may be an ellipse, or it may be any irregular shape. Okay, so this is the characteristics of a point in designer perspective. Now let's go for the form as line. Form as line is nothing but, already we know that the breadth of a form is extremely narrow as compared to its length. So a line should satisfy this criteria one, and it represents the feeling of thinness. However, again it is relative, the thickness and thinness, right? Okay. Further, Further, there are several criterion are to be considered for a line. Okay, so what are those criteria? If you see, the first criteria is according to the overall shape. The overall shape is nothing but the classification of line according to the overall shape is according to its general appearance of the line. Okay, whether the line is straight line, or the line is curved line, or the line is a bent line, or the line is of some irregular, okay, or the line it should be of some sort of a hand drawn line. Okay, so this is according to the overall shape. If you see the next criteria of the line, it is according to the its body. This classification is according to the appearance of breadth of the line which is inscribed within the two edges. So generally these two edges are smooth. Of course, sometimes these two edges may affect the shape of the line to be appeared. It may be a taper line, or it may be not wavy, it may be a wavy line, or it may be an irregular. Let us see the two edges and the body. It is called a parallel line. Okay, so this body it is presented parallel. Okay, in the same way, if we see, it is according to the edges, it is called as taper line. Okay, so one edge is comparatively smaller as compared to the another edge. Okay, and it is making taper in between these two edges. Then the third shape is naughty. Okay, so it has some bumps in some distance, okay, in some intervals. It is called naughty line. And also if you see, is a wavy line which has some sort of up and downs in the body of the line. Okay, or it may be the body, it may be some irregular. Okay, so this is some sort of irregular line. So this is according to the body of the line. If I see the next criteria, that is third criteria, it is according to the extremities. This classification is according to the appearance of the two edges of the line, how the two edges are appearing. Okay, so this classification considers when the breadth of the line is quite broad, right? Okay, so we can say that for the thick lines this criteria applies. Okay, so the extremes may be square, right, round, or pointed, or simple shape any. Okay, let's see if a thick line I'm considering. Okay, then it may be of the square type, or it may be of the round type. Okay, only the extremities it is considering. Okay, or it may be the point extremities, or it may be some sort of inclined extremities. Okay, so this criteria it is showing how the two edges of the line it is appearing when we consider the line is of thick one. Okay, now apart from these three classifications, there is some other representation also. A line may be a long line, or a line may be a short line, or you can say maybe a thin line in the physical appearance, or it may be a thick line. Okay, of course, the point it may be a pointed line, or it may be a dashed line, or it may be a zigzag line. Apart from this, it may be a parallel line or horizontal line. Okay, so this is what the classification of lines. Okay, point as line and point as form. Okay, so these conceptual elements, when it appears, we can say this is of visual elements. However, these visual elements they have certain shape, okay, and color and texture among which. Okay, so this point as line and point form as line and form as point, it is for the conceptual elements. So the other elements also we can consider, that is form as area, air form as plane, and coming to the next, the form as volume. So how an area appears and how the area can be represented in various forms according to the designer perspective, we will see in the next class. Further, how volume can be represented, what is the role of representation of volume while representing a form in the physical appearance.